We are now talking about part B in the first lab of Introduction to GIS, talking here about course software starting ArcPro, the new first lab of ArcGIS. This is all new and exciting. In this part, we're really just talking about opening up ArcPro. And there are a lot of different ways to go into that, and a lot of different ways to make that happen, depending on where you're accessing ArcPro from. So mostly I'll stay in the document here so that we can see those options. Now, again, you can access Pro in many different ways. If you are on campus, all of the computers on campus have ArcPro installed, ready to go, ready to play with. You just go to the CAD and GIS folder and it's ready to go. We'll talk about the login screen in a second. No matter how you access it, you have to log in. But I want to show these other options as well. You can also install ArcPro on your own computer. We have a university license, which is actually tied to your sign-in, which allows you to access ArcPro on your own computer. Here's basically what you need to do. First, install all those Windows updates you've been avoiding. Not currently recommending Windows 11. Stick with Windows 10. If you're already on 11, don't worry about it. It's just a little bit trickier. But if you're still on Windows 10, stay there. Then you read the minimum requirements, make sure that your computer can run the program, request a license, and follow the installation instructions. In some cases, you'll need the updated .NET runtime. Just click this and it downloads and you run it. It's really easy. Then you can install ArcPro and everyone's happy and you've got Arc on your own computer. This is the preferred way. It gives you the most control over your data and your file management and settings and everything else. So if your computer can run ArcGIS, install it on your computer. So that's any Windows machine that meets the minimum requirements. If you have a Mac, you can either boot camp, which is a partitioning of your hard drive into Windows mode and Mac mode. So you could boot camp your computer, that would work. Or you could run Parallels, which is an app that runs Windows in your Mac OS environment. Either of those can run Arc. So you have a few options to installing it on your own computer. If you can't install on your own computer and you happen to be on campus for the session, run it on the campus computers. Or you can run it through the virtual drive, the remote desktop. You saw that. I was doing that in part A. Really nice and easy. And that's actually where I'm going to go back to so that we can see how it works in here. And this is how I'll operate. See, I'm hanging out here on the remote desktop app still. And to run it on the remote desktop, all you do is request access. Jumped over here too soon. You request access. As you've seen in previous course communications, you need to do this sooner rather than later. And it doesn't happen immediately. And then you activate your OneDrive, which is our online file storage system. And then you're good to go. And then in the remote desktop, GIS lives under the little windows, CAD and GIS, and then ArcGIS Pro. While this boots up, we're actually going to stay here because we're going to see how to log into ArcGIS Pro once it pops up here. Our license is controlled by a universal login. So the same logins you use for Aspire or for your email, anything like that, are used for ArcGIS. You'll notice in the top right-hand corner that you'll get this not signed in error. Not really an error, it's just a message. It says not signed in. We want to be signed in so we have access to all the tools, all the licenses, everything that we need. So we're going to sign in. It prompts us with our organization's URL, which is just UMass-Amherst. Please note that the social logins or signing in with Google do not work. So you can't click Google and then tunnel in by logging into your email, which is a Google email, right? Sometimes some sites that works with our UMass emails. This, it does not. So we want to make sure that we're doing UMass-Amherst here in our organizational URL. That pulls up the same maroon login screen we're all used to. We spell the name right. And then we just log in. And you enter your password. You can choose to stay signed in if you want. And then we're logged in. Hey, look, that's me. We're logged in. We're ready to go. So 3 different ways to access it. You can do it on a university computer if you're hanging around. You can do it on your own computer if you have Windows or a Mac that can run Windows. That's very strange to say. The 2 ways you can get Windows on your Mac are Boot Camp or Parallels. Or you can use the virtual drive like I'm using right here. Whichever method of access you are using requires you to log in. And we do that with our URL, UMass-Amherst. So that's getting into Arc. Finally play around with some GIS data in part C. See you there.